some kind of marking on it, we can identify it. It's in the car, I don't think I can just give it. No, you don't bother me.
Sorry, these are, I have so many more at home I have to hold back. I only had a little bit of time with the work.
Alright, we'll bring this meeting to order. Would all please rise for our pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so we have a couple things before we get started. Our chair and our vice chair are not here tonight, so I need a motion for us to continue this meeting.
I'll make a motion for Ed Murphy to sit as.
I'll second it.
Who's
second.
all in favor? Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Ding, 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 ding.
Just a couple introductions. People we have here tonight. Our solicitor is still Keith Bildermeyer. Our director of L&I is Bob Mateague, and our stenographer is Cindy Olivero.
Mr. Chairman, before we start on the agenda, we received a continuance request for number 5, David Nostrowski, Nevrotski, 619 Delaware Ave, Croydon, Pennsylvania, tax map parcel 05-011-361. He's represented by attorney Murphy, who sent a letter over to my attention earlier. They're asking that matter be continued until October. They're trying to work some matters out with the neighbor that might alleviate some of the requested relief. They've also sent us a formal waiver of the timelines to hear this matter, so this matter would need a vote to continue it to the October meeting.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. All right, first on our agenda tonight is Brian Haldeman, 501 Hood Boulevard, Fairless Hills, is requesting a variance from Chapter 205-26 Impervious Surface to allow expanding concrete driveway at the above noted location in an R2 residential zone district.
Good evening. Yes.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And you are Brian Haldeman?
That's me.
Mr. Haldeman, do you have your proof of notices?
Yes.
Could you bring them up when you have a chance? Could you bring them up,
Yes,
please?
sure.
Mr. Haldeman, you handed me up some documents, one of which is the notification letter that you had your neighbor sign. Is that accurate? 503 Hood Boulevard?
Yes.
And you also handed me certified mailing cards that you sent to the rest of your neighbors. Is that accurate?
Correct.
Okay. Further, you advised that the property was posted. Do you know the date that the property was posted?
August 23rd.
August 23rd. Okay. And that did that placard remain up for a period of 2 weeks?
Still up tonight, yes.
Great. Thank you.
All right, proceed.
So we expanded our driveway back in March. It was an old asphalt driveway. It was kind of beat up. And in the third slide, so this was the plot plan before. In the lower corner, you can see that lower driveway lawn area. There were 2 pine trees there historically. One died, we removed it. The other one died. It continued to just pollute that grass area. We finally took it down. I'm sorry. it just kind of like ruined the grass area. It got really dry, and when it would rain or snow, it became like a mud pit. It was really sloppy. At the time we went about contracting this project, we had 4 cars. And in the picture shown, driveway's kind of narrow. It's a little short. Anytime the cars that were closer to the street were parked, the rear ends would hang out over the sidewalk. Once we removed this last tree here, we had a contractor come by, recommended expanding the driveway for us. That way we could park the 4 cars comfortably. I got a quote out. Had only one contractor responded. They came out, quoted me the job, told me they would get all the zoning permits necessary, paid them extra on top of what their quote was for the work itself, and they just never got the permits. I didn't find out until, I think, May 3rd, when the notice showed up in the mail that they hadn't gotten permits. I tried to get cooperation from my contractor. I got strung along for about a month and had to take matters into my own hands.
Is that it? You finished?
I mean, as far as justification for the driveway, it provides better parking. We're down to 3 cars now. The one transmission died in the blue one. It's wider. Trash doesn't get piled up where the 2 pine trees were. At the end of the day, I realize we're over the impervious surface. It's 0.8% more than we're currently allowed. I'm asking for a variance since the work is already done. I know that's not how it usually goes. There is actually a contract on that USB drive that says on the very first page that they would obtain all the zoning permits. If I had known what was involved in getting a permit, I would have been clued in that he hadn't actually done any of that work before we started it. I'm trying to make right of it now. Again, I realize it's done, but I'm really hoping I don't have to pull up the 85 square feet. I think from street appeal, the curb appeal, it's much better than what was there. And we're not, the only alternate parking we have is the sports bar that's across the street. We don't have on-street parking because Hood Boulevard is obviously a big thoroughfare. And the only side streets we have are Kavanaugh and Valmore, and they're usually parked up with the residents that live on those streets anyway. And with them being parked behind us, the cars would be out of space. It's just more secure to have them in front of our house, and we have more than ample room now.
Thank you. The board, anybody have any questions?
How do your neighbors feel about the driveway almost abutting up to their property there?
I actually spoke to Rick at 503 Hood Boulevard before I did it, and he was thrilled. The pine trees that were there, he wasn't happy with. The dirt lot, he wasn't there, and he appreciates the cleaner look, the smoother surface. The other thing that was done was we had 4 layers of driveway there previously, so that was all ripped up, and it's it's just 1 layer of cement now. But he was ecstatic about it. I actually went to him first because I was concerned about maybe his feelings about potential runoff or anything like that with additional water, but he was on board with it.
Bob, is there any other violations for this property on your that you have open?
To my knowledge, no, Kyle. I don't think there is any code enforcement other than the work without permits for the violation here. Violations other than the working without permits violation here.
Any other questions? Bob, you have anything? Anybody in the audience want to come up for or against this? All right, with that, I need a motion.
I'll give a motion for it.
Could you call the board, please, Kelly?
Ed Murphy?
Yes.
Gerard?
Yes.
Colleen, yes.
All right, good luck.
Congratulations.
Excellent, thank you.
All right, moving along. Second on our agenda is Nelson and Carol Webb, 21 Starlight Lane, Levittown, are requesting variances from Chapter 205-26 impervious surface and Chapter 205-26C building area to allow an addition to existing home on the above noted location in an R2 residential zone district. Yes.
Mr. Webb, could you have your mail-ins? Your proof of notice to your adjoining budding property owners? Mr. Webb, if you could just take the microphone, I'm gonna ask you a couple quick questions. You handed me up certified green cards. The green cards that you provided, your adjoining or abutting property owners received notice of tonight's meeting by that form letter the township provided you. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. And you also handed me 2 color photographs showing that the property was posted. Was the property posted for at least a period of 2 weeks before tonight?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm satisfied, Mr. Chairman.
You got the floor.
Well, we just want to add a bathroom, for the most part. There's 3 of us right now in the house. There might be more. We have family out of state likes to come visit. And 1 bathroom just doesn't really cut it at this point, and we're getting older. Yeah, that's about it. The bedroom will be extended a little bit as well, but it's just small.
Does the board have any questions? Don't be sorry.
I see you have a copy of a plot plan here, but the easements aren't noted. Do you have a letter from the water authority and/or PICO if there's a pole in your yard stating that you're not encroaching on any easements?
No, not right now.
And Bob, is it currently at 38.7%, just say, without the addition?
With the addition, the calculations came back that were presented to me at 38.8%.
Bob, do you know where the sewer line runs on that property? Do they run out the front?
Nah, it should be in the rear.
Bob, if this was approved tonight, and when it comes before you, I mean, the water line and the sewer line would have to be, or the sewer line would have to be noted.
Yeah, we typically don't take permits in without Lower Bucks joint approval.
Okay.
So I don't have the permit packet with me now, but like I said, we typically don't take them.
So
in
that'll
without-
definitely be looked at.
Correct.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Bob, anything to add, Bob?
No, sir.
Anybody in the audience like to come up for or against this project? Come on up. Just make sure that green light is on, please.
Yes.
Right hand, please.
Yep.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Can you state your name, please?
George Hyjurek,
Spell your last name, please.
Hyjurick.
Thank you.
I'm working with the Webbs as their contractor, and the plot plan that we submitted is actually a copy of the plot plan that we picked up from the Sewer and Water Authority. So it did not show an easement. And to the best of our knowledge, the easement is completely off of their property as far as the sewer and the water. And the water does, both sewer and the water do go out the back.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, with that, I'm gonna need a motion. I'll make a motion for this project.
I'll second it.
Colleen, call the board, please.
Ed Murphy?
Yes.
Gerard Lycon?
Yes,
Colleen Dunn, yes.
congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, moving on here. Number 3. If I botch this name, I apologize. Marquise Garcia Tiono of 19 Inlet Road, Levittown, is requesting variances from Chapter 205-29D, impervious surface, and Chapter 205-131, yard exception, to allow construction of a 2-car garage on the property located at 415 Park Avenue in Bristol, R3 Residential Zone District.
Raise your right hand, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you were about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And is it Marquez?
It's
How do you say your name?
Merkis.
M-E-R.
QUIS.
Yes.
Yes.
Tino.
Garcia Tino. Yes.
Mr. Tino, do you have your proof of mailings? So one neighbor's here, and then you sent certified mail to 2 other neighbors? Right? Okay, I got you. All right, and that's all, that's what the county provided you? These 4? Okay, and when was the property posted with plaque?
It was on the 22nd, as soon as I get it.
August 22nd?
Yes.
Okay. And that's not for 2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So if you've already been sworn in, if you can take the podium, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions.
Yes.
Mr. Tenay, you've handed me some documents, one of which is the notification to your neighbor, and they signed that. The address was 503 Park Avenue, is that accurate?
Yes.
Your other neighbors, you sent the notices by certified mail, and it looks to be 3 certified mail receipts, is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay, and you also advised me that the property was posted on August 22nd of this year, and that placard remained up for a period of 2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay, I'm satisfied.
You got the floor.
All right. I just did a presentation, but I thought that I could connect my laptop to the thing. I didn't bring the hard drive, but I'm just gonna try to just simplify what I wrote down. Well, my name is Marcus Garcia Tineo. I live in 19 Inlet Road, Levittown, PA. 19057. Well, the purpose of this presentation is I'm here today to discuss the construction of the new garage in my property and to seek resolution for the violation that was noticed. I want to be upfront and apologize for the setback. And I have since learned that the construction was not compliant with the township code, and I take full responsibility for that error. The violation was a setback, and I also started without the permit. I mistakenly believed that I had permit to begin the construction when I did not. Just because I submitted all the paperwork to start the construction, and I forgot to add the garage into the permit, into a permit. So that's why I didn't get, they didn't take a look at it. So when I submit all the floor plans, it was right there. So I assumed that that I had the permit for it. But as soon as I start working on, they stopped me on the, you know, when we start working on. I just want to explain the setback that they gave it to me. I mean, that they asked me. I put the 4 pictures that I put it there. I noted. I mean, I wrote it 1, 2, 3, 4, but I don't know if you have it. You know, which one you have it in front of you. If you can see this one, the last, you know, the one in the back, the one that have the pipe, that's the number 1. If you can see the fence, the other garage looks like it's inside my property. So as I saw that that garage was there, I thought that I could, you know, build mine just next to it so that I don't have to leave that gap in between. And I thought that was a good idea, but I just found out. Let me see the second one. If you see the second one in the front with the one that has like the triangle, you see in the front too that the how you call it, the fence, it looks like if it's inside my property. So that's why, you know, I keep thinking that the third one it's almost the same of the second one is in the front, and the fourth one it just has a little bit of span what I, you know, a little bit further away what I'm trying to.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, can you please silence your phone? It echoes back here, and I really can't hear whoever's phone is
Somebody's
buzzing.
phone's on silent, is vibrating.
It was mine. It was right there. Give me 1 second.
And Mr. Teneo, if you can bring up the pictures that you're referencing, I want to make sure the board has the same, and what we'll do
Yes.
is we'll mark them,
Yes.
so we can make it part of the record.
Okay. This is number 1. The
Yep,
one on the
this
back.
one, yep, this one, maybe?
Yeah. Well, I marked it.
Yep.
Number 2, the
Yep.
one in the front that has the triangle.
Yes, we have that one.
Number 3, the one that has the wheel barrel.
Yes, okay, yep, the board has
And
that one.
then Number 4 is the one
The
that
back.
it's a little bit further away.
Okay, good, all right, thank you.
Back.
I just want to make sure,
Yeah.
we have the same
That
thing.
would be the thing.
Mr. Chairman, those pictures were provided in the packets to the board members, and what we'll do is we'll mark them collectively as applicant 1, A1.
Okay.
Thank you, proceed.
Okay. Well, those are the, you know, the evidence that I have that the other garage looks like it's inside my properties. That's why I'm gonna say it back again. I thought that it was a good idea to have it one side by side, so I don't have the whole, space in there. I was not thinking about the setback when I try to include it in the plan. But when I put it in the floor plan, and I got the floor plan approval, my mind thought that everything went through, but eventually it was not. It was not approved by the city.
I have a question. When you had your property surveyed to build the big house to your right of it, do you know where your corners are?
Yes.
Is your neighbor's garage on your property?
No, it's not. It's in the bottom line. It's right on the line.
So it's not on your property?
No, it's not.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there an option to build the garage to the ordinances?
I'm sorry?
Can you reshape the garage to where it fits into the ordinances?
You know, I'm
Because
willing.
it doesn't look like it's completed yet, correct?
Right, yeah. Well, I'm willing to work with the city with whatever, you know, whatever you decide here. If you decide that, you know, because of the other garages there, so, you know, so if I don't have to do the setback here, if you approve it, I will be willing, I will continue the construction of the garage as it is, but that's just, you know, depend on what you see. If you say that I have to leave the setback, I will work with the city. Whatever, you know, whatever you decide that it have to be done, I will do it, because I want to, my final project, I just wanted to have, you know, finish it and align with the city code.
I mean, the concerns that I see is, how would your neighbor do any repairs to the side of his garage? Say the wall rotted out, he had to replace the wall, there's no room there. Say later in life, whoever, is that gonna be your house, or are you moving there?
It's gonna be my house, yeah, I'm moving in.
All right, later in life, you want to side that wall or something, how do you get in there to side it? How much room is in between there?
I sided before I put the
Put the wall up, right.
The wall, yeah, I figured out that it was not gonna be room enough, so I put the siding before I put the wall up.
All right, well, it's definitely not gonna be fair to your neighbor if something happens to his wall and he has to do a repair, he can't repair his wall. Not with the garage where it's sitting.
Right, but okay, I understand that part, but so the garage is there and just in the line, just in this exactly in the property line.
If we did a 10-foot setback to move the garage over 10 feet, that means just replace that one wall. Will that garage still work for you?
No, because I just wanted to have a two-car garage, so it won't work because it's gonna
Okay.
be farther away. I mean, the car even cannot even turn, you know, from the house to the, if it has to go that way, it won't work.
Okay.
Are there any other questions from the board?
Bob, I hate to ask, but are there any other violations for this property?
No, there was the working without permits that we stopped for the garage. Just to be clear to the board, the setback for compliance would be 5 feet from the property line. The impervious coverage is a separate issue, but that is the township code for a garage, is 5 feet.
So if you were to move it 5 feet, would that work for you?
It works, but it have to be one-car garage instead of two-car garage because of the, you know, because of the driver. Then if you would be able to turn, you won't be able to turn that way for the next car. It will be, you know, if you move both wall, you won't be able to go.
Oh, you just move one wall.
Yeah, so there it will be one-car garage. It couldn't go to two-car.
Okay, thank you.
Bob, you have anything to add?
That's it, Ed.
Anybody from the audience like to come up for or against this project? Go ahead.
Do I present this first or get sworn in first?
You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
And your name, please.
Sherry, Segrry, Calvert, Cal, V as in Victor, ERT. A lot more pictures. Do I give it to everybody?
I'll swear in, just in case.
What's your name?
William Calvert, third.
Mr. Chair,
Property owner.
Mr. Chair, Chairman, we'll mark these submissions as Calvert. Calvert, is that correct?
Yes.
Calvert 1, collectively. Thank you.
Thank you.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth,
Yes.
I don't do public speaking. Good evening, members of the board. My name's Sherry Calvert. I'm here to speak regarding the variance request for the garage being built at 415 Park Avenue, which borders the property co-owned by my mother-in-law and my husband. I want to highlight some of the serious concerns we saw when the garage was going up. My son called us and was like, there's a garage on top of my mom's garage. And exactly what you guys brought up, there's not even enough space to walk in between them. It's an older garage. What happened was the owner of the property at 415 Park Avenue had originally owned down to the corner, and when it was subdivided, in order to get the 75 feet of road frontage, they had to include that garage, which was part of the original structure, with the property that my mother-in-law and my husband own. So first, the property owner went to my mother-in-law and apparently had her sign something. This was actually for the hearing last month. And my mother-in-law called my husband and he's like, what did you sign? And she's like, of course she's 80-some, she doesn't know. And he's like, Mom, what did you sign? And now she's beside herself because she doesn't know what she signed. I'm hoping it was just a notification of what was going down. But I said, who knows? But my husband also was not notified, and he is on the deed. The real concern is that it's literally 7 inches, I think, because the gutter, is it about a foot? The gutter literally butts right up against his garage.
The gutter is not,
Oh, come to,
I'm sorry, the gutter that currently on there, I said, Mom, I said, it's touching your gutter. She's like, I don't have gutters. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't have gutters? She says, I don't have gutters on my garage. You look on the one side, if you go there, the one side of the garage doesn't have gutters. He actually attached a gutter onto my mother's garage, or my garage, and then built his garage on top of it so the water can run off the top of his garage onto my garage, and then exit
and
down
those
below.
pictures are actually in there. There's a picture, it's actually the color picture that's by itself is actually the property when it was being sold. And it shows my mother-in-law's garage without any gutters. And then there's a packet of 4 that shows the gutters on, they're not completed, it's attached to my mother-in-law's garage.
And the one picture that's up there that shows the piping on the ground in the back, that's poured concrete that's poured between his and our garage, making about a footer, attaching both of them. That was not previously there before.
Which now we're gonna look at water runoff into, is it gonna rot her garage? I mean, hers is obviously an older structure. But I think just this altogether, the lack of transparency, fairness and respect to your neighbors, just all of a sudden this thing's going up and, she's an 80-year-old woman. She doesn't get out much. Had my son not gone over, I mean, I know you guys stopped it when you saw it, but, could it have gone completely up and she would have never even known? So, and it's not that we're opposed to the development of that property, but we want it to be within the appropriate guidelines. And I had pulled up, it's actually, according to Bucks County, it's actually rated as R1. I think on the thing it said R3. And I said, I'm not any zoning, so I'm like, what are the side yard setbacks? Because my dad was in construction, and I knew when we built our house, we had, but then it was a different zoning, so I did see that, so it has to be at least 5 feet from her property line. I actually learned that today. But I think it just was like not being transparent and bringing that to our attention.
What is your mother-in-law's address?
411.
Thank you.
My main concern is, my mother, she's 80, I think 2 years old and everything else, and God forbid she's here for another 10 more years or whatever, for how long she's here for. But if we ever gotta do work on that garage, I can't work on it the way it is. And that's my only concern. And you have to say that he doesn't sell the house in 1 year, and I'm still stuck with the same situation. And I know I got to ask permission, I guess somehow
For party status?
for party status also, but to work on my garage, because it's already, it was previously in the plot plan for that house when it was sold, when it was subdivided. So.
It's right on the line.
It's right on the line. So I don't know if I need special permission to work on the garage, to do the siding, if I needed to or something, or how that plays in, how's that gonna play into,
Bob, could you answer that?
if anything, at the time when it was subdivided, they would have had some kind of easement agreement, but I doubt that took place. So that would just be a correspondence between you and the neighbor to work on the garage.
And Mr. Calvert, you mentioned party status. Are you seeking party status?
Yes,
at
we're
this matter?
seeking party
Okay.
status.
And you are, I believe, your wife advised that you are part owner of this property?
Correct.
Okay. Since you're adjoining your budding property owner and you could be aggrieved, the board could grant you party status if everybody consents? Okay. And what that means essentially is that you now are a party to this. And I hate to use that same phrase, but what that means is that you can call witnesses, you can cross-examine any kind of witnesses, you can present any experts if you wanted to, you can present your own witnesses if you'd like to. That's essentially what party status is. And most importantly, you have the right to appeal. So if you don't like the decision, whatever decision this board renders tonight, you have a right to appeal that to Doylestown. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else for or against this project?
Can I go back to the front?
Yes, you come back up.
It's just I was my neighbor. I didn't know that, that he was, the son was my neighbor. I really apologize for the inconvenience, because when I apologize sincerely, because I'm a contractor. I'm the owner of the house. I'm the contractor, and so. When I started to build the garage, I thought that it has been approved. It was not. I did not have any intention of doing anything wrong. That's what I just
Okay,
want to
and
try.
we hear you.
Yeah.
We've heard you say that and appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh,
Anything else?
no,
Did,
no.
did you submit any plans to build the garage?
Yes, I did. I submit the plan.
Yeah, Gerard, I could touch on that. So when he submitted the plans, it said for future garage use, and I noted on the plan that he must obtain permits to get that, and then the permit was issued for the house.
But no plans were sent in, nothing?
There was a plot plan submitted with the garage being where it's at, but
Yeah.
I told him that had to be a separate permit,
Okay.
and then it was.
No
constructed.
plans were sent in, what it's gonna look like, built-in setback, nothing?
Correct.
Okay.
That's why we gotta get permits before we build.
Yes, yes, I will, as soon as, I mean, whatever you decide, I will be compliant with the city, I will submit all my paperwork that I need to in order to get the permit that I need to in order to continue the job that we're doing.
Bob, let me ask you this. If he submits something to push that garage back and it's in compliance, is that something that could solve this issue?
The impervious coverage is still on the agenda for today.
Okay.
So, yeah, if the garage gets into the setback compliance, then he still has the impervious coverage.
Thank you. What is your coverage? How far over is it?
He's at 38.3, where 35's permitted.
Thank you. Anyone else from the audience for or against this?
I have a quick question. You said you're the owner and a contractor. Do you have any other violations throughout the township for building without permits?
No. You mean, you mean,
As a contractor, is this the only property that you're working on at this time?
no, I don't.
So, no?
No.
So if this isn't your only property, what do you have any violations at the other properties that you own?
I'm sorry?
How many properties in the township do you own?
The house that I'm living in and the one that I'm trying to build right now.
Okay, do you have any violations for the house that you actually the one that you physically live in as well?
No,
Thank you.
all right. I was, as you mentioned, I was here, you might say, I was here for my house. I tried to build a shed, and it was, we came through here, and I have approved that I could build the shed on my property that I'm living in right now.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I got a question for Bob. If we approve the impervious and deny the setback, and he comes in with plans to build that with a 5-foot off, would he be okay?
Yeah, if you guys condition that the setback has to be in compliance, then he would have to submit plans and
Right,
permits.
resubmit plans?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
All right, I'm gonna need a motion. Go ahead.
My only concern is if this does go through and it is removed, who's responsible for the damage of the neighbor's shed if it is damaged due to his adding a gutter onto it without their permission or knowledge?
I will be responsible for any repairs that have to be done. I was the one who put the gutters there in order to be able to build the garage where it was planned. But I will be responsible for any,
You gotta come up to the mic to speak, McGee.
Yeah, you gotta,
I will be responsible for any repairs or anything that have been, out of, if when I put the gutters, if there was anything that have to be repaired, I will be responsible. Because what I want to do is, I'm a guy that I like to help. If I gonna be living in that house, if my neighbor needs something from me, they just need to call me. That's why, I'm just like that. And if I did something wrong that I have to fix, I will fix it. I have no problem.
go back up.
I did forget to mention, when I was up here before, with the construction, my mother-in-law had a fence that was in between the two property lines, which I think was in some of the pictures there. He took down the fence and, according to my mother-in-law, assured her that he was gonna put up, a nice white fence in between the two properties. So that was, like, she doesn't have a fence now in between the two, like the garage. Because I think the fence went right up to her garage, didn't it?
The wooden one's
Yeah,
there, but it's.
so.
Okay,
Oh,
thank
so-
you.
1 second.
You gotta come up to the mic.
That's in project. When I build the house, I'm gonna do the wall. I'm gonna, just do the white wall so that both of us can have the right wall in there. That's in the project, but I haven't finished my project.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'm gonna need a motion from the board.
All right, I'll handle this one. I'm gonna give a motion, I would like to give a motion for the impervious and deny the setback.
I'll second.
Colleen, call the board, please.
Just so the record's absolutely, just so the record's clear, Mr. Lycon's motion is to approve the impervious surface request. However, his motion does not include the setback, and since it does not include that, if there's not another motion to approve that, then it would be deemed to be denied. So with that being said, and just to restate it differently,
Yeah.
Mr. Lycon's motion is to approve the impervious surface request, but deny the setback.
That's correct.
I'll second that motion.
All right, Colleen, call the board.
Ed Murphy,
Yes.
Gerard Lycon,
Yes.
Colleen Dunn, yes.
All right, good luck.
And, just so everybody's aware, Mr. Tenay and the Calverts, you'll receive written notice of tonight's decision within 45 days.
All right, moving on. Oh, hold on.
That,
I will receive, or do I have to?
You could stop off the township building tomorrow morning if you can, Mr. Teneo, and we can go over what happened tonight.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, number 4 on our agenda. Michael and Maria Archer, 1010 Winder Drive, Bristol, are requesting variances from Chapter 205-16, Agriculture, 205-16D25 is Site Area, and 205-16D25B for Building or Structure. And in Chapter 205-1625C, Quantity per Acre to allow for chickens at the above-noted location in an R3 residential zone district. Floor is yours.
Mostly her.
Do you solemnly swear, or, can you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give?
Yes.
And you're Michael
Michael William Archer.
Archer and Maria Archer?
Mr. and Mrs. Archer, do you have your proof of notices?
Just take the whole thing up here. I didn't know what kind of system you guys use.
Make sure that microphone's on when you go to speak in it.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, it's not my first time being up here.
Mrs. Archer, you provided me green cards. The addresses that appear on here received notice of tonight's meeting by using the form letter that the township provided to you. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. And then you also advised me that your husband will know the date that the property was posted with the placard that the township gave you.
Oh, I thought you said the deed. I'm like, what?
Now, the placard that the township, the yellow one?
The day we picked up the posters is
Okay.
the day that
We put them up.
we
Okay,
put 'em
and that
up.
was at least 2 weeks before tonight's
Oh,
meeting?
Yes.
Great, thank you.
Over 2 weeks.
Okay, thanks.
I didn't want to put them down and forget to put them up on time, so I just stuck them up right away.
All right, you ready to go?
Yep.
Let's go.
I don't know exactly how we do this.
Well, the first page just said our names, and the subject is the chickens, of course, and we're looking for a variance. The next one is the plot plan. The chicken house is right next to where we have our garden. Our garden's actually bigger than the chicken house.
The garden's 12 by 40 in the backyard.
And the chicken house is next to it with a little walkway in between. That way they're close enough that occasionally because it's gated, we allow them in the garden, and we close the gates, and we stay out there with them until they're done playing around in the grass in the garden. And, oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So that's basically it for the plot plan. Chickens provide healthy eggs for our family. They keep grubs, mosquito and ticks, lanternflies, the population down. The tick thing is very important to me because I got Lyme disease years ago and it caused a lot of issues for me. So I'm having birds in the yard and keeping that population down is really important. They're great mousers, chicken droppings, fertilizer for the garden, you know, that's the great part. They're not a nuisance. They don't make a lot of noise. They, you know, dogs make more noise than my chickens. They're very quiet. We allow kids to feed the chickens. They come over, they want to hold the chickens, they want to play with the chickens. We got a very specific breed. They're called Lavender Orpingtons because they're gentle, they're friendly, and they're smart for chickens. So we went out of our way to pick chickens that would serve a purpose, but also that would be friendly enough to be able to be handled and be around people, because they're actually kind of a teaching tool. The kids really learn a lot. Great personalities. Like I said, they recognize up to 100 faces, so they definitely know who we are, and it cuts down on, you know, the scraps and food waste from the household. So it's a win-win. Although backyard chickens, husbandry has been around for centuries. It took a massive leap forward during the World Wars. Agriculture, Americans were asked to keep hens in their households as a civic duty. So, and they lovingly call that the Victory Gardens. We've had pet chickens for about 16 years, same location.
Before that, I raised pheasants and quail in my yard.
Right, and I actually got bit by a tick when we didn't have birds in our yard, so that was amazing. So once we realized that, we always tried to keep some sort of bird as a pet. They're happy and healthy in their space. They've got a 6x10 pen, a 3x6 attached coop, more than enough space for our small flock. Currently, we have 6 laying hens, names and personalities. We don't have roosters. We don't have flies, rats, you know, excessive noise. The chickens, you know, aren't putting droppings in other neighbors' yards because they're contained.
Yeah, we don't let them free range and run around like.
No, the only time they're out of their pen is when they're supervised and we're out there with them. They don't go out and roam ever. So we went over the lanternflies, the bugs, the mosquitoes, the ticks. They eat pretty much all of that stuff. So we don't really have any kind of bug issues in our yard because of it. We clean the coop weekly. The droppings are added to the compost pile. Later on, I have a page that wasn't in the packet, but I went through the PA department, EPA, and did a waste management plan as well. But basically what we do with that is we have a 2-part system. Rather than just putting it directly into a compost pile, we have a container, like a trash can with a lid. We dump everything into there first, let it sit, and then it goes into the compost area to break down further before we use it for gardening. But I think it's an easier system because, you know, it's not just being kept in one spot and making a mess. causing smell, whatever. When it's contained in that container first and transferred, it seems to be a little bit better. The run and the coop are deep cleaned 4 times a year. Everything's washed. We put fresh bedding in, but we do that regularly anyway. We don't sell eggs. We don't sell chicks. And we eat a lot of eggs. So the neighbors have never really complained. We talked to the next door neighbor that we've lived next door for a long time, and her mother loves the chickens.
She's from down south, so she grew up on a farm, so she's like, eh.
They're like it, they're chickens. So, you know, that's it. These are the chickens, some of them. Those are the lavender Orpingtons. You can see the purplish gray color. And of course, purple's my favorite color, so that's part of the reason as well why I got them. So kids and adults love spending time with our feather babies. And there's the Jubilees, are the brown ones. And that's the front of the house, you know, where they come out. They have their little ladder. They have their area where they can scratch. Underneath the house is where they can dust themselves. It's funny because they actually know to dust themselves under the house.
Yeah, we put Diamascus earth in with sand and put it in there.
Right, because it helps them keep them clean and keeps from having issues with mites or any other kind of pests. So we've, you know, even if we've had to move the house in the past, we've always made sure that they had an area where they could dust themselves and keep clean. That's the manure management forms that I filled out, one of, you know, the main one. And there we go, requiring the management plan. So it's mainly a focus on how you deal with your chicken droppings. That is the focus. And like, I think we go above and beyond as far as that, because we want to be able to enjoy using it. I mean, I tested it out this year where we did a garden in the main area where the chickens had been, and then we did a garden somewhere else in the yard, and the amount of growth we got from the garden where the chicken droppings had been and all that stuff was twice as high, twice as big. It was amazing. The noise, again, no roosters, you know. We store the food in sealed containers. We have special feed that we feed them. We do organic feed, just because we're going to be eating the eggs and it's better for the chickens. So, you know, whatever you put in, you're going to get out. And they seem to enjoy the food, so that's what we do. We keep the odor down with lime, but we also use the diatomaceous earth, the DE, whatever you want to call it. And it seems to work very well as far as we don't have odors and we don't have bugs. So it works. And by keeping the thing clean, you know, we don't have issues. So we do use bug zappers at heavy seasons in the year if we think that, you know, there's a higher mosquito population going on that year or anything like that.
The lake's like not far behind us.
Right.
In Delhau's Woods.
So.
It's like, right, there's the lake and then the swamp area and then.
Right, so.
I just have one question. How many chickens do you have?
6.
6 chickens. How many chickens you allowed to have, Bob?
0 if you don't have 2 acres.
Okay.
If you do not have 2 acres.
Right.
All right, then.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I raised pheasant and quail for years.
Yeah,
I used to let them loose in the Dollhouse Woods and train puppies back there. Field
Herds
trial
don't really
dogs and-
require a lot of space, so that's why
How long did you have these chickens at your house?
we've had chickens for probably 16 years.
I can't hear.
Around 16 years. Around 16 years,
Okay, at your residence?
yes.
Okay.
And before that, also had pheasant and quail. I had a flight pen in the backyard.
And the interesting part is, we talked to some of the neighbors further out, you know, a street over to just see if we just, you know, wanted to do a petition, would they sign it, this kind of thing. And they're like, we didn't even know you had chickens. What's the big deal? It's 6 chickens. Like, a lot of people were just, this
Okay, thank you.
fine.
Thank you.
Is there
there's-
any more on here?
I'm sorry?
No, it just.
I thought
wanted
you were
to
finished.
see-
I apologize.
I don't know. We do the tarping over the top of the thing, over top of the yard space. The bird flu, we don't worry about that because it comes from wild birds. And they can't get into that area. Oh, and then we're talking this square footage, space for the coop. If you wanna do it, you can do it.
If they have, let them
If
ask questions.
you guys have questions, I'll answer them.
Does the board have any questions? Bob, you have any questions?
No questions here, Ed.
Okay,
All
no
good.
questions. Does anyone in the audience have any questions for or against this project? Okay. With that, I'm gonna need your help up here, gang.
I'll put a motion,
And I also understand if we get this, it doesn't go, if we like decide to sell our house in 20 years, it wouldn't go with the house, right?
Well, the zoning approval would carry with the land. So that answer would be yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really? Oh, that one I didn't know. I just thought it would be for us while we're there. I mean, I plan on leaving it to my kids, but I don't plan on selling my home, but it was just something I was curious about.
I need a motion from the board.
I'll give a motion that they could keep the chickens as long as they live there. If they move, then whoever moves in there would have to make him come in for zoning.
I'll second that. Colleen, call the board.
Ed Murphy?
Yes.
Gerard Lycon?
Yes,
Colleen Dunn? No.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
good luck.
Thank you, guys.
So folks, essentially what that means is that, by the motion, you would have to agree to deed restrict your house in that, let me think about this for 1 second. So essentially what happens is, since the approval was conditioned upon, granting you approval so long as you live there, in the event that you were to move or sell the property, this motion then would only be for you for the duration that you own the property, okay?
That's what I was asking. I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure. I didn't want it, somebody thinking because I got it and if my kids to sell the property.
Right,
That it would automatically go to them. I didn't.
yeah.
Then they would have to come out.
Normally
that's
it would. Normally it stays with the property. However, the approval, the motion as read by Mr. Lycon, is only for you. So again, the property has to be deed restricted, the approval just for you for the duration you own the property. Okay?
Thank you.
Good luck with your chickens.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys. I appreciate it. I didn't know if you had to keep it for files or.
All right, moving right along. That's number 6 on our agenda. The Salvation Army at 701 North Broad Street, Philadelphia, is requesting a variance from Chapter 206-16, minimum distances, to allow a group home at 8 Petunia Road, Levittown, to be located within 300 feet of another group/recovery home in an R3 residential zone district. Come on up.
do.
Can I have your name, please?
Terry Wood. Y.
Wood?
W, yes.
Mr. Wood, do you have proof of your notifications that you join your abutting property owners?
Yes. On the 25th, the same day that we received it.
Mr. Wood, you handed up the signed notification letters that were given to you by Bristol Township. Is that accurate?
Yes,
Okay, and you also advised that the property was posted on August
25th,
25th. Okay, and that placard remained up for a period of 2 weeks?
yes.
Thank you, sir.
All right, you may proceed.
So I'm here representing the Salvation Army Eastern Pennsylvania and Delaware Division. Here tonight, we're talking about the Developmental Disabilities Program, which has been in existence since 1980. I didn't know if we're going to bring up the PowerPoint. The Salvation Army purchased this particular property at 8 Petunia Road on August 27th, 1998. On August 19th, 1998, we applied for a tax exemption, noting the home will be used exclusively as a residence for 3 developmentally disabled women with staff, and the home has served continuously in that capacity since August 27th, 1998. We have a total of 41 sites in Delaware and Pennsylvania. The sites serve up to 3 program participants, and 1 staff member must be present at all times. We have 4 homes and 2 apartments in Bucks County. 2 of the homes are in the township of Bristol. Recently, we applied for zoning. 470 Pheasant Lane, Fairless Hills was approved, and 8 Petunia Road was denied. When we had applied for the tax exemption, it was granted on December 31st, 1998. On 7/30/2025, we appealed to the zoning board regarding the specific chapter with a code that was enforced, I believe, in 2022. I don't know if that was a revision in 22 or if it simply was implemented in 22. We received a response on August 25th indicating that there would be a hearing tonight and that we had to post the postings, which I've distributed on the same day that they were received. And on the PowerPoint, I have listed the names of the individuals who replied. Salvation Army is requesting permission to continue serving developmentally disabled women at 8 Petunia Road, Levittown.
Thank you. Does the board have any questions? No questions? Bob, you have anything to add?
Just to answer your question, so that was a revised ordinance in 2022. I believe the main ordinance when it was created was 1968.
And it was the same restriction, 300 feet?
300 feet, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we do not know where the other home is located, and so we're completely unaware of when they were there. That's why we didn't know if we need a variance or if actually they would be the ones that would need a variance because we were there first. We believe that this is precipitated because anytime that there's a transition within the residence of a facility, we have to notify the fire department because of evacuation that may be needed at the facility. I believe that's what precipitated the zoning issue that we currently have, and we simply are requesting to continue to serve these 3 ladies at that facility.
Thank you. Colleen, did you have a question?
No, he answered it.
Okay. With that, I need a motion from the board. Is there anyone from the audience that might come up for or against this project? Come on up.
Mary Clark.
Mary, M-A-R-Y,
Yep,
C-L-A-R-K.
yep,
Can you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have lived at 11 Petunia Road since 2009. Since then, there was a group home across the street containing 3 mentally challenged women. I have never had any problems. I have never heard any noise from them. As a matter of fact, until I had to put my dog down, we used to go over and visit them, which made everybody very happy, including the dog. I cannot see a reason why it was denied, since it has been there forever. The gentleman who lived next door to me, who euphemistically we called the old man, had owned the property and had sold it to the Salvation Army. I didn't know when until now, and it's 1998. He had, thought it was a great idea. He's now deceased. And no one complained about it at the time, and no one has been complaining about it now. As a matter of fact, the homes that are there in my development, there are 2 homes which I would like to complain about. One is gone now, but they were for drug addicts, and the cops were there a lot on the one home. The other home had made additions to the home without zoning and without permits, which made me very angry because I had made an addition to my home and it cost me a lot of money in permits, which I won't complain about. I see no reason to complain about because I wanted the change in my property. You buy permits. That's the way it goes. I just had some electrical work done. I had permits, but this property did not. My husband was a councilman in Bristol Borough, so we always obeyed the rules and regulations. Anyway, I will take questions. I am very happy with them. I see nothing wrong. They're delightful people. That's just the way life is. By the grace of God, go I without those problems.
Well said. Anybody have any questions?
No, but I just wanted to give you some insight. The township has a great website, and if you have any complaints, you can log on to there and put your complaints right in.
I did, and I complained, and nothing happened. I also complained one time that the Falls, what used to be the Falls Township sewer, the one line on the Petunia side of the road is always, when it have heavy rains, it bursts the little manholes.
Lower Bucks Joint also has a good website.
Yeah, I called.
Nothing?
Your people didn't even know it was there. I like yours. Yours on the other side have the beehives. Do you know what I mean by the beehives?
No.
Okay, the sewer line has above them what they call beehives.
Oh, okay.
Where the water can go up, but only so far before it reaches the manhole. So you guys did it right.
Thank you.
If I could just add one more thing, not to prolong our meeting, but I would note that when we filed the zoning determination application, noting that we've been there for almost 26 years, I did request that we could actually waive the fee, since we are a nonprofit organization and serving those who are in need.
And I contribute to them.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome.
Anyone else for or against this? All right, I'm gonna need a motion. I'll make a motion for this.
I'll second it.
Colleen, call the board, please.
Ed Murphy?
Yes.
Gerard Lycon?
Yes.
Colleen Dunn, yes.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Confusing people these days, you know.
Last but not least, we have James Denson, 1970 Veterans Highway, Levittown, is requesting a variance from Chapter 205-36, permitted uses, to allow an appointment-only tattoo parlor which specializes in medical reconstruction for cancer patients, tattoo removal, and permanent makeup at the property located at 1200 Veterans Highway in Bristol, in a C commercial zone district. Thank you. Read the room.
Thank you. Good evening, Chelsea Crocker Jackman on behalf of the applicant, James Denson, who's standing behind me. He's the owner of Idyllic Art Studios, the tattoo business, which is seeking to lease space at 1200 Veterans Parkway, C12B, which is a 468 square foot office space of the 208,000 square foot building. It's zoned commercial, so the tattoo parlor is not accepted in that zoning district. So this proposed tattoo studio is different than others in the sense that it is by appointment only. Mr. Denson is extremely talented, if I do say so, after spending some time looking at his work, and he specializes in medical tattoo removals, cover-ups. As you can see, there's a scar on the individual where it says before, and he turned it into a lion, which is frankly really detailed, and you can't even see the scar anymore. So Mr. Denson's clientele all come from, like I said, established clients. He currently runs a business in Bristol Borough on 203 Mill Street, and this, to operate, he needs a variance from Chapter 205, Article 8, Section 205-36. The lease has been provided. The individual, the owner of the facilities, of the building, is aware that he wants to operate a tattoo parlor out of this area. And I'm just going to give a quick shameless plug to Mr. Denson. So my professional background, I did a lot of work with human trafficking victims as a prosecutor. I shared with him that one of the issues with victims of human trafficking is that there's branding by sex traffickers of the victims. And I asked him if he would consider engaging in doing some sort of removal if we were able to hook him up with some of the victim services in Bucks County, and he didn't wait more than a second before saying that he would. So we made some calls to some of the victim services that if we were to get approved today, that hopefully that's something that we could broker a relationship between. With that, I'm going to ask Mr. Denson just to, by way of proffer, adopt my statements, if that's okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You are James Denson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Denson, if you could just speak into the mic here. You heard my statements this evening to the board, correct?
Yes.
Is everything I said tonight accurate with regards to your tattoo business?
Yes.
Is there anything that you want to add that I didn't mention?
Basically, it's, I'm getting out of walk-ins, trying to do more of a more intimate, more surgical thing, because I want to get more deeper into like microscalpel pigmentation. What is it called? I'm having a brain fart right now.
Can I offer, we talked a little bit about scar removal, cover-ups.
Permanent makeup, there it is. And stuff like that. So to do that, you have to be more intimate. You can't have walk-ins. You can't have door flying open. Can't have kids. So trying to keep it real low-key.
And if your intention for this to look more like a medical office,
yes,
as opposed to the walk-in type tattoo parlor where you got big signs trying to entice people off the street. Is that accurate?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And are you willing to adopt my statements this evening to the board as if they were your own testimony?
Yes.
That's all we have.
Mr. Chairman, if we can, I should have did this earlier, I'm sorry. The certification of service handed out by Ms. Jackman, if we can mark that as A1, so long as she doesn't have any other pre-marked exhibits.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does the board have any questions? Bob, do you have anything to offer?
No, sir.
Is there anyone in the audience for or against this? All right, with that, if you're not, okay, timeout.
I'm gonna make a motion that, for the project, or for the business, for any one of the units at 1200 Veterans Highway.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, so, Ms. Dunn picked up on the fact that on the lease, it's 12B, and then the request is 12A.
Oh,
That's why she just said generally 1200 Veterans Highway.
I appreciate that, thank you very much.
C12A.
It should be C12A.
Yeah. it should
I'll
be
second.
C12A. Right by the chickens from earlier.
Yes.
Gerard Lycon,
Yeah,
Colleen Dunn.
what am I missing?
I think it's awesome what you're doing, buddy.
Thank you.
Yes.
Does anyone want any fresh vegetables? I do not have any chickens. They're all organic.
I need a motion to adjourn, please.
I'll make that motion.
I'll do a motion.
All right. All in favor?
Thank you.